Welcome to an Independence Day special on Tuned to Yesterday. I'm Mark Lavonier. In this hour, golden age of radio shows from in and about the 4th of July. Later on, it's Yankee Yarns, Lum and Abner, and the Voice of the Army. But right now, it's the makers of history. From 1935, the Syndicated series would deliver tales of American history, like the First Continental Congress and the treason of Benedict Arnold, but this episode dedicated to the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Makers of history. Declaration of Independence, July 2nd, 1776. We go to the hall in Philadelphia where the Second Continental Congress is in session, after Thomas Jefferson had drafted the Declaration and submitted it to John Adams and Benjamin Franklin. Richard Henry Lee, father of the resolution, has just finished speaking in favor of independence. Dickinson of Pennsylvania has opposed it. Francis Lewis of New York is speaking. John Hancock of Massachusetts is presiding. The chair recognizes Francis Lewis of New York.
Gentlemen, Richard Henry Lee of Virginia has spoken to us most eloquently in behalf of independence, which, I might remind you, is the basis of his own resolution. Virginia, gentlemen, has given these colonies two great men, Richard Henry Lee and George Washington. I am not here, gentlemen, to say that I am an opponent of American independence. Neither can I say that I am here as an advocate of this independence. Gentlemen, my fellow representatives and myself from New York have not been instructed how we shall vote on the matter of colonial independence. In the light of this, we do not feel certain that we should be carrying out the desires of our colony if we should vote one way or another. We feel that without the vote of New York, the sentiment of this Congress can be as clearly indicated as with our vote. However, I feel that New York is entitled to the right to express its opinion in a matter which so vitally concerns us all. I request, therefore, that the matter of colonial independence be placed on the table and indefinitely delayed until the attitude of New York on the subject can be determined.
The chair recognizes John Adams of Massachusetts.
Gentlemen, I have this to say. The oppression of the colonies by England has never lessened. There is no reason to believe it will lessen now if we step backward and fail to assert our independence. War is going on as surely as though we were France and had been invaded by the red-coated hirelings of England. Our cause, if we must fight it alone, looks hopeless. England is rich, powerful, our men well-armed, well-fed, well-equipped. Gentlemen, we need an ally. We need the assistance of France, but France cannot come to the aid of a colony which is rebelling against England. France can rush to the assistance of a weaker nation besieged by a stronger. We have but one alternative. Alone, unassisted, we cannot wrest our freedom from England. As a free nation, assisted by France, we can do it. Our only hope, our only chance, gentlemen of the Second Continental Congress, is to take the final step necessary toward freedom and do it now. Gentlemen, this Congress must adopt the Declaration of Independence.
Our next scene is less formal. Let us go to the home of Philip Warren, a hot-headed old Tory, whom we find recovering from a cold and very uneasy of mind, his discomfort not lessened by the sudden arrival of young William Saunders to see Ruth, his granddaughter.
Well, so there you are. Can't leave a man to get well from his cold in peace.
Why now, Mr. Warren, I stopped by to inquire into your health and to see if there was anything I could do for you.
Young man, my health is excellent, and the best thing you can do to keep it good is to stay away from me. I declare, the sight of your face gives me a turn every time I see it.
I wish you would not feel so strongly against me, sir. I assure you that I have nothing but the kindliest feelings for you.
Kindly feelings. I'll bet you're the very soldier who shot my young nephew, John Warren, in the Battle of Concord.
Well, if it will relieve your feelings any, I can set you right in the matter. Unfortunately, I did not have a musket at the Battle of Concord. My only weapon was a drum.
That's worse than ever. If you're going to be a soldier, why don't you be a good one? A drum instead of a musket. Well, here comes Ruth. Maybe she'll enjoy talking to you. I'm sure I don't.
Good evening, William.
Oh, good evening, Ruth. You're looking sweeter than ever.
Of course I am. But tell me, what did the Congress do today? I was unable to go there. Grandmother needed me here at home.
Prepare yourself for a shock.
William, the colonies did not refuse to declare themselves independent.
Of course they did. No courage, no stomach, a lot of milksops.
Well, you're wrong, Mr. Warren. The Congress adopted Lee's resolution of independence.
What? They didn't dare.
Yes, they did dare. In fact, the matter was pretty well decided yesterday.
Yesterday, William.
Yes, it was put to a vote yesterday. 9 of the colonies voted for independence. 2, Pennsylvania and South Carolina, voted against it.
Good, loyal Englishmen they were. These men from Pennsylvania and South Carolina.
Yeah, very likely they were properly frightened of His Majesty's anger. The delegates from New York did not vote at all.
You say that vote was taken yesterday?
Yes, yesterday, July 1st. And today, July 2nd, the matter came up for a final vote. And Pennsylvania and South Carolina swung into line and voted for independence. Now, what do you think of that, Mr. Warren?
Traitors, turncoats, a lot of ninnies with no courage in their beliefs.
Then the resolution of independence was unanimously adopted?
Except for the absence of the New York vote, yes.
Then the date, July 2nd, will go down in history as one of the greatest of all days for America.
Yes. Do you know what John Adams said to the Congress after the resolution was adopted?
I can imagine he spoke strongly.
He certainly did. He said, "Gentlemen, this day, July 2nd, will be the most memorable epoch in the history of America. This day will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival. It ought to be commemorated as the Day of the Deliverance by solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. It ought to be solemnized by pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations, from one end of this continent to the other, from this time forward, forevermore."
Tommy Rat.
Mr. Warren, one moment, please. Now, for months, I've kept my peace while you ranted and raved about His Majesty George III. I believe the time has come for me to speak my mind to you.
You dare speak to me like this in my own house?
William, dear, I beg of you.
I must speak, Ruth, darling. Your grandfather means well, but he holds mistaken political views which are apt to get him into trouble.
I'll attend to my own affairs, young man, and you mind yours.
After I have said what I have to say, I shall hold my tongue. But look you, Philip Warren, you were born an Englishman. Yet you found the government of George III so intolerable that you sought refuge in America.
You can't talk to me like this. Why?
There you found refuge, until His Majesty's long arm reached out and harnessed you with unjust taxes, with cruel boycotts, with merciless legislations, and finally with murder.
You accuse His Majesty of murder?
For what else could you call the slaughter of our men at Bunker Hill? What else could you call the burning and pillaging of Falmouth, when 1,000 persons were made homeless on the eve of a bitterly cold winter?
I hadn't thought of those things.
Philip Warren, the men of the colonies are laying down their lives to save you and your kind from greater persecution. Mothers are sending their sons to the battlefields to die. Wives are sacrificing their husbands so that America may provide you with that freedom from persecution which you came here to seek.
William, you're making me see things I never stopped to consider.
I know it, and I'm not finished. The American troops under Ethan Allen have taken Ticonderoga. Montgomery and Arnold have invaded Canada. Washington and his men are at this moment engaging the troops of His Majesty under Howe, Clinton, and Burgoyne. If the American army fails you, your lot will be a pitiful one indeed. The new united colonies need your support, and the support of every man, woman, and child in America.
And they shall have it. I see now. I've been a stubborn old fool, William. I've allowed myself to be swept along by a dream, a foolish dream. Ruth, where's my musket? I'll join Washington's army at once.
You'll do no such thing. You'll stay right here at home and hold the yarn while I knit stockings for the boys.
Obey your general, grandfather. But first, you have a more important duty. Tomorrow, you go with Ruth and me to the clerk, who will make us man and wife.
What? You're going to marry William?
Tomorrow at noon, grandfather.
On July 2nd, 1776, the Second Continental Congress adopted Richard Henry Lee's Resolution of Independence. 2 days later, on July 4th, Jefferson's Declaration was adopted. It was not until August 2nd, 1776, however, that the great document was signed. We go now to the hall where the Congress is meeting on August 2nd.
Gentlemen of the Second Continental Congress, the Declaration of Independence is ready for your signatures. You have all read it. It has been adopted by your unanimous vote. The quill and the ink await your hands. Let there be no further delay. Here, I shall write my own name, John Hancock, in letters so large the King of England can read it across the ocean without his spectacles. Benjamin Franklin, your signature. And let me remind you, sir, that you are committing an act of treason against His Majesty George III.
Well, my friend, we must hang together or we shall hang separately.
Charles Carroll of Maryland, your signature, sir.
And I am proud to affix it, John Hancock.
You're safe enough in signing. There are so many Carrolls, the British will not know just which one of them is Charles Carroll.
Then look, I write the words Charles Carroll of Carrollton, so there can be no mistake about my identity.
What is that distant bell?
That, my friend, is the Liberty Bell. The people have heard that we are signing the Declaration of Independence. They are beginning their celebration.
The Liberty Bell was first rung on July 8th, after the citizens of Philadelphia learned of the adoption of the Declaration of Independence. It was rung again on August 2nd, when the Declaration was signed. But because of its adoption on July 4th, that date is celebrated as Independence Day.
The Makers of History, on Tuned to Yesterday, a syndicated episode from 1935. This is an hour of Golden Age of radio programs dedicated to the 4th of July, and straight ahead, it's the Voice of the Army. In their 444th episode of 15-minute broadcasts, this one dedicated to the origins of our national anthem, the syndicated recording from 1949.
And now, the Star-Spangled Banner starring Johnny Mac Brown. From Hollywood, the U.S. Army and the U.S. Air Force bring you a story of our national anthem and the man who wrote it, Francis Scott Key. This transcribed feature is another in the series of The Voice of the Army. Our story takes place during the War of 1812. It is almost 2.5 years later, when the enemy was marching on our capital, that a small social gathering was taking place in the home of a well-known Georgetown lawyer, Francis Scott Key, that preceded an unforeseen incident of great importance to the entire nation.
Francis, Judge Nicholson is leaving now. He'd like to speak with you in the hall before he goes.
Certainly, Polly, dear. I'll join him at once. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Yes, of course.
You're leaving so soon, Judge? Your party's hardly over yet.
I have some important matters to attend to before I retire, Francis, but I wanted to talk to you privately before I left.
What is it, Judge?
Well, I'm worried about Polly. She doesn't seem to be herself these days. Oh, I know things are bad, what with the fighting and danger getting closer every day, but I wish you'd have a talk with her and try to convince her it would be better if she took the children and went to Frederick with your parents. They'd all be much safer there.
I've tried to get her to leave, Judge, but she won't go unless I do. She tells me if Dolly Madison could stay on at the President's Palace until he returns safe and sound, it is her duty to remain with me here.
I know. And a loyal woman she is. But you must realize, as she should too, that you are all in danger here right now. Think of the children, Francis. As a member of the family, I feel quite strongly about what happens to any of you. After all, my wife and Polly are sisters, and I think you should do something about it without further delay.
I'll do the best I can, Judge. But you know, Polly has a mind of her own.
Well, what woman doesn't? And I must be on my way, and good night, Francis. And remember what I've said.
Good night, Judge.
Ah, there you are, Francis. This is a lovely party. It's good to know there's still some warmth and gaiety left in this war-torn country of ours.
That's just what I've been saying all along. There is no need for our country to be war-torn. If we only did more to stop the enemy, why, what in heaven's name is going on in the minds of our government in these crucial times?
Mr. Key, that hardly seems to be the proper way for a man in your position to speak. Why are you not yourself in uniform?
Sir, I long since volunteered my services to the Georgetown Light Artillery. I was accepted with the rank of lieutenant and quartermaster. After accomplishing all I could, I was discharged from further attendance. I am as patriotic as you, sir. But I strongly feel that we lack something which we need to bind us together. Something to give us more courage to surge onward to victory. Why, the country is like a puzzle that has not yet been put together.
We are doing everything we can, Mr. Key. Now, if you'll excuse us, my wife and I must leave. Good night, sir.
Francis, I wish you wouldn't speak so in front of the soldiers. They resent your attitude, and it's making everyone here most uncomfortable.
Polly, I have the privilege of speaking as I please in my own home.
Francis, what is the matter with you? I don't understand you. You're not yourself at all lately. I'm going to say goodnight to our guests.
We really had a wonderful time. Good night. Good night.
Good night, Francis. I'm going up to bed.
Polly, wait. I want to talk to you before you go.
Well, all right, but only for a moment.
Wait, I'll see who it is. Richard West. What is it that brings you here at this late hour?
Richard, is there anything wrong?
Francis, they've taken our good friend, Dr. Beans, prisoner.
No.
I can't believe it.
Yes. The British seized him and took him aboard the fleet.
Why, this is terrible. An old man like Dr. Baines? How could they? And for what possible reason? Is anyone doing anything to help him?
That's why I'm here. To ask you to obtain his release from the enemy.
Certainly, Richard. I'll do everything I can to help Dr. Beans. I'll call upon Mr. Madison. As the president, he should give me his sanction before I go ahead with such a mission.
Oh, good. I knew I could count on your help. Well, good night, Polly and Francis. Good night and good luck.
Good night, Richard.
Good night. Polly, I want you to take the children and go to Frederick with my parents, no later than tomorrow. I'll join you there as soon as I can.
But, Francis, I belong here with you. A wife's place is with her husband.
But you can't stay here. It's too dangerous. Don't you give any thought to the safety of our children?
Of course I do. But perhaps it will be better if we are separated for a while. A little vacation won't do either one of us any harm. I realize you've been working under a great strain, Francis. So if you want me to go, I'll go.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I didn't mean to speak harshly. But the way the battles are going, the condition of the country, and now the news that they've taken poor Dr. Beans prisoner, well, I'm afraid my disposition is a little worse for wear. I'll miss you, but it won't be for long.
I'll pack in the morning. Perhaps it'll do us both good to be separated for a little.
We are to remain here aboard the cartel ship, Dr. Daines. There is nothing we can do but wait and hope, as the British have placed us here under Marine Guard with orders not to allow us to proceed until the battle is over.
Oh, Francis, my boy, I don't know how to thank you and John Skinner here for coming to my rescue as you did. I'd just about given up all hope when you arrived aboard the Admiral's flagship. I'll never forget it, son. Never.
You're going to be all right, Doctor. Now, why don't you go below and rest?
Yes, I think I will. I feel a little ill. This life at sea is not for me.
The British are preparing to fire on Fort McHenry, Francis. I certainly hope it's well manned and well protected. This battle will be a decisive one.
It's a strong fort, John, and it won't be easily taken. Those brick walls are set in oyster shell mortar, 14 feet high and 35 feet thick.
It'll soon be dark. Oh, look, going up over the fort.
Our flag over Fort McHenry. What a beauty she is. A red, white, and blue symbol of our country's fight for freedom.
Yes. They're commenced firing on the fort. I guess I'll be going below, Francis. You going to stay up here on deck all night? You better get some rest. God alone knows what tomorrow may bring.
No, I'm staying here. As long as I can see our flag waving over the fort, I know we haven't lost the battle.
But it's pitch dark now. You can't see anything from here.
Ah, but the light of the rockets bursting over the fort will show me if our flag is still flying.
Oh, do as you please, but I'm going below. Call me if anything happens. Good night, Francis.
Oh, if only all my people could see this great moment. Now the dawn comes up over Fort McHenry. The smoke and mist clear for a moment. In the light of a new day, our flag is still there. I have stood here all night, watching and praying, while my country fought for its beloved freedom. If there were only but some way to preserve this moment forever in the hearts of my countrymen, I'll write about it, here, on this piece of paper from my pocket. Yes, I'll tell them what happened this night. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, the home of the brave?
It's good to have you home again, Francis. Everyone is talking of your mission to rescue Dr. Beans from the enemy. It was a good deed, son. Oh, by the way, I took the liberty of having that poem you wrote aboard the cartel ship during the battle printed up. I was so moved by it myself that I thought it'd be nice if everyone could read it and sing it to the tune of To Anacreon in Heaven, as you suggested.
Thank you, Judge. That was very thoughtful of you. But I'm afraid I'm not very happy. With Polly away...
Oh, yes, she misses you too, no doubt. But why didn't you join her when you got back from your mission?
I'd rather not talk about it, Judge. It's just that she felt she needed a little vacation away from me.
Of course, I understand, son. Well, I've got to be on my way, but don't give up hope. Everything is going to turn out all right. You just wait and see.
Judge, I thought you'd gone. Polly, where in the world did you come from?
Francis, my husband. I've come home to be with you, where I belong.
Oh, it's so good to see you again. Perhaps now things will be like old times.
Of course they will, darling. You see, as soon as I heard this area was safe, I hurried here to be in your arms. I missed you so.
Don't ever leave me, Polly. Ever.
Look, Francis, out the window. All those people on our lawn have come to serenade you with your song. They're singing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Like our great flag, the uniform of the United States Army and the United States Air Force is a badge of courage, a symbol of freedom and democracy. This fact has been true for more than 150 years. True since the first American soldier set foot beyond our borders as a representative of our country and the principles for which we stand. No other armed service holds the respect of millions everywhere as ours does. Think of this, and you'll have every reason to be proud of the men who wear the uniform of the United States Army and the United States Air Force. And let me say to you young men of America who are listening, when choosing your lifetime career, think seriously about making it an Army career. Your nearest U.S. Army and U.S. Air Force recruiting sergeant will be glad to help you make your choice today.
The Voice of the Army, on Tuned to Yesterday, a syndicated recording from 1949. I'm Mark Lavonier. This is an hour celebrating the 4th of July on radio. And ahead of the holiday on July 1st, 1951, Alton H. Blackington brought to his Yankee Yarns radio series a story of the holiday from years gone by, based out of Boston from station WBZ.
Well, folks, next Wednesday will be Independence Day. But it won't be the grand and glorious 4th of July we old-timers used to celebrate by a long shot. Remember how you laid awake the night before waiting for the bells to start ringing at midnight? Then all the bedlam of horns, shotguns, and factory whistles? Remember the perfume of the slow match? Punk, we called it. And how the torpedoes dashed tiny pebbles against your bare ankles. Remember those squirming snakes you lighted on the curbstone to make the girls scream? And the whistling salutes? I'm glad, of course, that the fireworks, which burned and sometimes blinded our young folks, have been banned. But gosh, gee willikers, don't I hanker for just one more old-fashioned 4th of July like we had when I was a kid. In the forenoon, we went to the parade. Had salmon and peas for dinner. Ball game and balloon ascension in the afternoon. And then supper out on the lawn under the horse chestnut tree with homemade strawberry ice cream. Remember chopping the ice and dumping in the rock salt and breaking your arm turning the crank? After dark, we all went up on the hill to watch the skyrockets. Then came back home to set off our Roman candles and the pinwheels, which never worked. And finally, after the last red rocket, we were marched off to bed, scorched, singed, and smelling beautifully of burnt powder and saltpeter. In my day, no firecrackers were fired until the stroke of midnight. But today, all the small fry in cowboy suits start shooting off their cat pistols 2 weeks before the 4th. And that takes away all the thrill of waiting for that magic hour of the night before. And all this reminds me that I've been saving up a swell story of an old-fashioned 4th of July celebration in Fairhaven, Massachusetts. The story was sent to me by Mr. Clifton H. Taylor of Springfield. His father, Henry Delano Taylor, was the hero of this escapade and was, I think, about 14 or 15 years old when it all happened. What started the trouble was a group of old fuddy-duddies in Fairhaven complaining about all the infernal and unnecessary racket round midnight of July 3rd and all day the 4th. A proper display of Old Glory in a band concert in the afternoon is all right, they said. But all these horrible horns, firecrackers, and dynamite canes must go. The selectmen, remembering their boyhood fun on the 4th, didn't agree. But they did compromise, and a law was passed that no unnecessary noise would be permitted until 4 o'clock on the morning of July 4th. And Constable Thomas Battison allowed that if he caught any kid making any noise whatsoever, he'd lock him up in the watch house and keep him there. And that, my friends, was sad news to the patriotic youngsters of Fairhaven. Now, among the younger citizens of that fine seacoast community was a group of boys known as the Four Musketeers. They had passwords, secret signals, and a hiding place for their sailboat. And on this particular evening of July 1st, they met in Robber's Cave to decide whether to celebrate the 4th by a discreet display of the American flag or shoot the works as usual. 13-year-old Walter Jenny piped up, "It ain't fair to take away all our fun. Let's make some big bombs and set them off at 12 o'clock. And Henry Delano Taylor, whose grandfather 6 times removed was also the grandpappy 5 times removed of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, said, "Well, if you fellows really want to do it, I'll appoint some committees. Freddie Bradford will have charge of loosening the boards in Mr. Ely's fence so we can get through the backyard. Charlie Kempton, you'll fill the dark lanterns and have them ready. Walter Jenny will see that we have sandwiches, and I'll furnish the powder and the chemicals to make the bombs. Now, I'm not going to tell here what went into those homemade bombs because some of you smart fellows might try it and blow the house up. But I will say they were super-duper noise makers, and they had fuses of varying lengths. Some burned for 3 minutes, some for 5. And the big bomb that was to be placed under the old wharf and lighted at 8 o'clock had a 4-hour fuse. That one was a blockbuster." Before the meeting adjourned, Henry Taylor went over the special signals. 1 quick flash of the dark lantern meant coast is clear, go ahead. 2 flashes meant report to headquarters at once. 3 flashes meant the cops are coming, keep out of sight. And if the lantern was swung in a wide circle, it meant run for your life, we are surrounded. Well, in the next 48 hours, the Four Musketeers built 50 good-sized bombs. And under the cover of darkness, they were hidden around town where they would do the least harm and make the most noise. A couple were put under the constable's sink spout, 3 were placed behind the schoolhouse, and 10 big bombs were planted at intervals along Main, Center, Union, and William Street. Henry Taylor told the Musketeers, "I think it would be wise if we disappeared for a few days. So let's meet at the livery stable tomorrow morning at 7:30. Bring your old clothes and something to eat." Well, the boys were at the stable the next morning with their tent, blankets, lunch baskets, and fish poles. And they hired old Joe Bunting to drive them over to Pope's Woods, where they said they were going to camp out. When Joe heard that, his jaw dropped a foot. "Ain't you fellas going to be round town for the fun the night before the 4th? "What fun? Yeah, who wants to wait till daylight to set off firecrackers? We're going into the woods this time and camp out." Joe couldn't wait to get back to town to tell Constable Batterson, "Well, I guess you ain't got nothing to worry about this year. Them harum-scarums of Henry Taylors have gone into the woods for a week, took a tent and everything." Now, the parents of those 4 Fairhaven Musketeers were glad to have the boys go camping. And little did they dream what evil lurks in the minds of active young men. Nobody saw hide a hair of those kids around the street corners, and they managed to sneak back into town and into Henry's cellar on the evening of July the 3rd, unobserved. Henry's sister had some sandwiches, cookies, and milk waiting, and by the light of a candle propped up on the vinegar barrel, they made their final plans. At 10:30, they blackened their faces with burnt cork and snuck out. Henry took up his post on Center Street. Walter went to Main Street. Freddie and Charlie took over the William and Union Street sections. It seemed as if the hands on the big church clock were frozen, so slowly did they move. And in the chill, foggy darkness, the boys shivered as they waited for the signal to set off the first bomb. Only the chirping of the crickets and the mournful sound of the distant foghorn broke the midnight stillness. And then, at 10 minutes of 12, Henry flashed his dark lantern, and out the kids crept to ignite the bombs, which they hoped would usher the 4th of July into Fairhaven in a fitting, proper, and patriotic manner. And in this, they were not disappointed. Old Constable Batterson, standing in the shadow of the post office doorway, had a hard time to keep awake. Wearily, he watched the hands of the clock reach 12 and slide past. And forgetting that the ancient timepiece was always a few minutes fast, he said under his breath, "Midnight, and not a single firecracker." The words hadn't left his lips when a terrific explosion shook the waterfront. Windows flew open, heads popped out, men started running, and he ran too. But before anyone reached the wharves, the first of the 10 bombs on Main Street let go. Shingles flew off a shed roof. Loose window panes tinkled to the sidewalk. Chief Batterson blew his police whistle to bring the reserves. But at that moment, the bombs behind the schoolhouse blew up, to be followed by similar blasts on Union and William Streets. Now the town of Fairhaven was in an uproar, and everybody who could walk was up and out, running, shouting, and asking questions. As the constable passed his own house, 2 more bombs exploded, almost made him swallow his front teeth. Women screamed, dogs barked, carriages clattered through the empty streets. And the young fry, no longer restrained by the official ban on noise, now set off their stuff, causing one old-timer to say, "By cracky, this is what I was hoping for. Whoever pulled off this celebration deserves a leather medal." In the excitement, none of the officials noticed the frequent faint flashings of the boys' dark lanterns. But when one lantern was waved in a wide circle, Henry Taylor gasped, "Gosh, something's gone wrong," and he signaled for the gang to come in. Breathlessly, Freddie Bradford stammered that the cops had grabbed 3 innocent lads and locked them up in the watch house. And as the leader of a modern commando raid might have done, Henry Taylor said, "Men, we must liberate those innocent boys. Take 3 bombs apiece, a lot of firecrackers, and follow me." Hugging the fences and skulking through side streets, they approached the watch house just in time to hear the heavy tread of policemen's feet. Henry whipped out the key he'd made, and crawling through the wet grass on his tummy, he unlocked the jail door and whispered, "Hey, fellas, come out quick and skedaddle home as fast as you can." And as the frightened kids tumbled out of the watch house, Henry tossed a big bunch of firecrackers in and put his slow match to the 3-foot length of slow-burning fuse. He had barely time to dash behind the building when the entire police force, all 3 of them, arrived on the run, and seeing a thin trail of smoke coming through the open door, they all barged in to stamp out the fuse. Here was an undreamed-of opportunity, and at Henry's signal, the musketeers sprang from their hiding places, slammed the door shut, and snapped the padlock. "Beat it quick," Henry whispered, "and follow Plan 3. Now, Plan 3 called for a dash to the boathouse, stopping along the way just long enough to plant additional bombs to confuse the enemy and cover their retreat. Once at the wharf, it took but a moment to cast off, hoist the sail, and get underway. Tossing their slow matches overboard and hiding the firecrackers and bombs, the boys baited their fishing lines and set out for Noshawn Island. Apparently just 4 innocent kids going after bluefish, while back in Fairhaven, the town still rocked under the concussion of the bombs they'd left behind them. The selectmen, roused from their beds by complaining citizens, dressed and went downtown to confer with the police. But alas, the entire force had disappeared. And it wasn't until 2 hours later when one of the liberated lads confessed that the bluecoats were found locked up in the watch house and the maddest 3 constables in all the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Chief Battison, smelling a rat, took a look around the boathouse and snarled, "I thought so. Henry Taylor's boat is gone. So it was his 4 musketeers what did it, eh? Well, they'll pay for this." And mopping his red face, he stomped home to get breakfast. Meanwhile, the perpetrators of this dastardly deed had caught several bluefish and were thinking about going ashore at Noshawn to cook them when one of the boys hooked onto a striped bass. He was a monster, and it took him an hour to get him in. And then one of the fellows said, "Well, why don't we go back to town and try to sell him at the fish market? We might get money enough to pay for the powder and the chemicals." So at Henry's suggestion, they took a shortcut through a narrow channel. But all of a sudden, the fog rolled in, and they had to drop anchor. And while they waited, they heard voices, and peering through the drifting mist, they suddenly saw the outlines of a good-sized schooner. Without a moment's hesitation, Henry hollered, "Schooner ahoy! What are you doing in here?" "Dunno," came the answer. "Where be we?" "You're on Dogfish Bar. You better drop your anchor before you get aground." And a moment later, they heard the splash. "Let's go alongside," said Walter Jenny. "Maybe they got something to eat." So the boys pulled up their killick and rowed to the schooner. "Come on aboard," said the genial skipper, "and thanks for helping us out." "You'll have to get out of here before the tide turns," Charlie Kempton said. "There's only 14 feet of water here. I can't get out. I don't know the course." "Henry does. Let him take you in." The skipper rubbed his chin. "Ain't you kind of young to be a pilot?" "I'm 15, sir, and I've sailed through here lots of times." "All right, my boy, go to it." So Henry Taylor, standing by the windlass, watched the crew get up the anchor. Then he ordered, "Stand by for stays. Down helm." And as the schooner come about, he shouted, "Now let go and haul." It wasn't long before they were safe in deep water, and the captain offered to pay Henry for acting as pilot. But he refused to take money for a favor like that. But later, the skipper did send the boys $20, and it was divided equally. And oh yes, they sold their striped bass and got enough money to pay for the powder and chemicals. And the selectmen, hearing how the musketeers had saved the schooner, dropped the investigation they'd started into the police episode. Well, that's the story which Mr. Clifford Taylor of Springfield sent me about his father's old-fashioned celebration of the 4th of July in Fairhaven. All in all, it had been quite a day. The boys had a lot of ingenious fun with no harm to persons or property. I don't advise, however, that any of you youngsters try the same stunts. Homemade bombs are very dangerous and illegal, and locking up your local police force is also strictly against the law.
A very popular radio figure in the Northeast at the time, that was Alton H. Blackington and his Yankee Yarns series from July 1st, 1951. Later in that decade, he would produce a couple of books that collected stories from the radio show, in Yankee Yarns and More Yankee Yarns, eventually bringing it to NBC television. And we wrap this hour celebrating the 4th of July on Tuned to Yesterday with a broadcast of Lum and Abner from Independence Day itself on July 4th, 1945 on ABC.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I know his Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community now, we find Lum sitting leisurely at his breakfast table. Abner has just come in. Listen.
Oh, come in, Abner. Come on in. I just boiled up a pot of coffee.
Well,
Yeah, sit down and have a cup.
Lord, me no, Lum. I ain't got time. What's the matter with you? Don't you know this is the 4th of July?
Oh, sure, I know it.
Well, what are you doing sitting here drinking coffee for then?
Oh, I don't know, because I like it, that's why.
Well, I know, but you're supposed to be over to my house right now, Lum. Pomeroy's will be there any minute to pick us up and carry us on out to the picnic ground.
Oh, you and Elizabeth going in Earl's car, huh?
Yeah, you are too, so come on, let's get started now.
Well, wait a minute, Abner.
Hurry up, Elizabeth sent me over here to fetch you over there.
Well, thanks, but I don't believe I'll go, Abner.
Huh?
I say I don't believe I'll go.
Lum, you know what you're saying?
Why, sure, I know.
Well, this is the 4th of July. This is the day of the annual picnic out there at Pin Oak Flat.
I know it.
You always getting a slim man's race every year out there.
I know what I win that thing, well, I'm tired of it.
Well, we ain't missed a picnic for years, Lum.
I know we ain't, but this year I'm going to.
Doggy, that's the beatingest thing I ever heard of. Now, why ain't you going?
Well, Abner, I'll take... Well, I believe that was my ring there. Excuse me a minute.
Doggy, he must be out of his head.
Hello. L. Edwards' resident.
Slim man and fat man.
Well, happy 4th of July to you, Elizabeth.
A sack race, I know it's going there.
Yeah, he's here. Just a minute and I'll put him on. Here, Abner, it's your woman.
Oh, reckon what she wants. Want us to hurry. Reckon. Hello, honey.
I'll get out there and lemonade myself to death. Get sick.
Go by the store and get what? I thought the Pomeroys were supposed to bring olive.
Flying game makes me sick, too.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll ask him. Yeah, we'll hurry. All right, honey. Goodbye. Lum, Elizabeth wants to know if you still got them folding chairs, them canvas ones, you know. If you had, we're supposed to bring them along.
Yeah, I believe I still got them somewhere. I don't recollect exactly where I put them, though.
I don't know what she wants to drag them things along for. Me and Earl can take the cushions out of the car and be right comfort on them. Takes you a couple hours to figure out how to get them set up, and then when you try to sit down in them, they fold up again every time.
What, the cushions out of the car?
No, them folding chairs, Lum. Them things will pinch you. Well, we better find out and get going here and find them chairs.
Yeah, I'll help you look for them, but I told you I ain't going.
Well, now, that's plumb silly, Lum.
Maybe so, but my mind's made up.
Well, why ain't you going?
Well, Abner, well, that's my phone again. Excuse me.
Well, I'll look around for them chairs, and I'll tell them where.
Hello, Elliot Tracy.
Under the bed.
Oh, hello, Ulysses. Yeah, it is a good day for it. How's that?
Some comfort to sit under there, though.
Oh, yeah, he's over here. Yeah, just a second, Ulysses. Hey, Abner, this is for you. It's Ulysses S. Quincy.
Oh, much obliged. Reckon what he wants now.
I think I know where them chairs is at. Go ahead.
Hello? Oh, well, we're going with Earl, Ulysses, or Pomeroy.
That ain't a chair under the bed.
Well, I don't know why not. Well, we can squeeze you in some way, I reckon. Oh, I don't think Earl will mind. They'll just be you and your woman and the kids, won't they? Who? Oh, I never knowed they was visiting you. Well, it will make it a little crowded, I reckon. We'll figure it out some way, though. Yeah, Lum can hold some of the kids on his lap, I reckon.
Oh, can he?
Yeah, well, you going over to my place. Me and Lum will meet you over there. Yeah, all right, Ulysses, old boy. Goodbye. Oh, but I hope Earl's got good, strong springs on that car of his. Did you find the chairs, Lum?
No, but I happen to think I recollect where they're at. They're over to Spears's. Grandpap borrowed them for the picnic last year. Never brought them back.
Oh, well, we'll pick them up on the way back from the store then. Let's see now, what was I supposed to get over at the store?
Olives.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but I ought to ask Ulysses for bringing olives.
Well, even if they are, you'll more than likely need more.
Yeah, maybe so. Ulysses' brother from Hatfield up here with all his young'uns, and they're all going along, too.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, but they'll be squalling and hollering and fighting all day long. And one of them's bound to fall in the creek, I know that. Them young'uns Ulysses ain't no angels, far that goes. Recollect last year I had the whole little Ellery on my lap, and he had candy all the way out there. I was covered with it from head to foot. They had to pry me out of the car when I got there. Well, we better get started, I reckon.
Need a putty knife to clean yourself off.
Oh,
I ain't going, Abner.
Well, don't you want to have any fun?
Well, yeah, I like to have fun as far as that goes.
Well, come on, let's get going then. This is a holiday. Happy holiday. 4th of July just comes once a year. Don't forget that, Lum.
Yeah, that's its main advantage.
Well, come on, get your head on, Lum. We're holding things up. They're waiting for us. Come on.
There's the phone again. You might as well get it. It's more than likely for you, some of that.
Well, they're more than likely ready to start. That's the whole trouble. Hello? No, this is Abner. Oh, what is it, Elizabeth? Well, I ain't been to the store yet.
Spend the whole day getting ready.
Brewing? Well, you ain't got time to wash clothes. This is a holiday. Oh, who's been bit by ants?
Uh-oh. Started already.
Well, what are the Blevins kids doing over at our house? There?
Oh, for pity's sake.
Well, no, me, I don't think there'll be room for 'em, Elizabeth.
Put 'em on top.
'Cause Quincy's and his brother from Hatfield and their kids are all going with us, that's why. I told them they could about, just a few minutes ago. Well, I can't do that, Elizabeth. They're all planning on it now. Well, all right, I'll try, but it ain't going to be easy. You know how stubborn Ulysses is. Well, all right, honey, we'll hurry. Goodbye. Oh, me. Trouble in the home. Lum, will you do me a favor?
Why, sure, if I can.
Call up Ulysses and tell him it was all a mistake and him and his brother can't go with us after all.
Oh, no. Now, don't get me in this mess. This is all you're doing.
No, well, I reckon you're right. Well, might as well get it over with, I guess. Dog, it's a cinch we can't all pile into Earl's car. I know the whole bunch can't go.
Are the Blevinses going along, too?
Yeah, they was going with the Seastrunks, but Ezra's car broke down, so the Seastrunks are going to crowd in with the Bartons and the Goshens. But I don't get no answer over there.
Ring 'em again.
Yeah.
What happened? Did the little Blevinses young and get bit by some ants over at your place?
Yeah, and they're not even out to the picnic grounds yet.
Well, if the Blevinses are going, then their dog must be going, too.
Their dog?
Well, they never go nowhere without that old hound.
My dog,
He's about
that's
14-year-old.
Right. Yeah, that's the worst part of it, too. Him and my dog don't get along. There'll be one dog fight there today, there'll be 20.
Well, just so Elizabeth and Miss Blevins don't get to fighting again this year over whose dog it was that started the dog fight.
Yeah, of course, I'd rather watch him and the dogs, I believe. Ain't as much barking and growling, but there's more biting and hair pulling. And I got a muzzle over the place. I wouldn't know where to put on the dog or Elizabeth, so I'm sorry them two women's getting together again. They still don't answer over there. Yeah, looks like they must be on their way over to my place already. What a time that's going to be now.
Well, I always say it's nice when neighbors can get together on a happy holiday this way.
Yeah. Well, I reckon I better get a batch of rope down to the store.
Oh, now, Abner, don't hang yourself. It ain't that bad.
No, not for that. We're going to have to tie some of the young'uns on the mud guards there. I can see that right now. Put the women folks out there or something.
Yeah, you don't want to squash the lunch basket or bust Ulysses' his brother's guitar.
No.
You'll have to take that thing along, I reckon.
Oh, yeah, he plays and sings that beautiful.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, love to hear him
He's
sing.
got that harmonica fastened up there, and he plays that and plays the harmonica and the guitar at the
Oh, he's handy with such as that. He's a inventor, that feller is. Yes,
I
sir.
suppose them young'uns of his will bring along them dandy little bean shooters, too. Work up a lot of jolly fun by shooting everybody in the back of the neck.
More than likely. Well, come on, Lum. Let's get going. We got a lot of work to do, you know.
Abner, how many times do I have to tell you I ain't going?
Well, that's just plumb silly, Lum. Now, why ain't you going?
Well, just a second. The phone again. You might as well get it.
Oh, all right. Hello. What is it now, Elizabeth?
This is more fun than the picnic.
Oh, my goodness. Well, did you try to call him at his office in his house?
When the pin oak flats, I turn them young'uns loose on them acorns down there.
All right, I'll try to find him.
Fatten them up for the summer.
Earl called and said what? For the land sakes, well, why can't his boy help him fix it? Oh, all right, we'll hurry. Goodbye. Oh, me. Oh,
Now what?
I've got to find Doc Miller, 'cause a Blevins kid pushed little Ellery off the back porch and skinned him up, and then I got to go by the schoolhouse and help Earl fix a flat tire. His boy can't help him do it, 'cause they sent him back to the house to shut the windows 'cause it looks like rain.
Granny, it does look like rain, don't it?
Oh, Lord, me alive. Flat What are you grinning at, Lon?
You grinning.
You are done it now. Now, you just tell me what's a dad blame funny.
Not a thing.
Well, all right, then. Let's get going and get this over with.
Abner, ain't you got it through your head yet that I ain't going?
Well, ain't you got it through your head this is a holiday picnic? You're going to miss out on all the fun?
Well, Abner, I'll tell you. You run along, and I'm just going to sit here and suffer in this rocking chair while you fellas are out up there having such a good time. Tell everybody Happy 4th of July.
Lum and Abner on Tuned to Yesterday from the 4th of July, 1945 on ABC. And that wraps up this hour of old-time radio shows from Independence Day. I hope you'll be with us again for more great programs from radio's golden age. Until our next hour together, I'm Mark Lavonier. Thanks for listening, and Happy 4th.